Dale Porter, hired out in '46.
How long? When did you?
Until we folded up in '82.
Oh wow, that's a long time. Where do you live now?
Ellensburg.
What did you do with the railroad?
Conductor.
You started as a conductor?
After the 4 years went by, promoted.
You got promoted conductor after 4 years?
Yeah.
How'd you get started with the railroad?
My father was a roadmaster, came out with the Milwaukee in 1909 from Wisconsin. And he retired when he died. That's why he had 50 years old.
So what was it like working on the railroad?
Fantastic. Good job. Every minute I was there. Good working conditions, everything. Fantastic.
Any difficulties?
Out of bed. No problem.
What was your weekly pay?
Well, when I hired out, it was 16-hour law, so I don't know. I can't tell you, but I know we made too damn much money. The unions were strong then, and we got paid every 2 weeks. And some of the biggest check I ever made, about $4,500 for 2 weeks. So that was quite a few years ago.
That's a good paycheck now.
Yeah.
How were the winters?
Pardon?
How were the winters?
Winters were a bitch, but otherwise it was just a pretty good working condition.
Where'd you do most of your work at? Where were you?
Right, Cleon to Othello. And then I went on pasture, Tacoma to Spokane for 7 years.
Was that an electric line?
Yeah, well, to Othello, and then steam or diesel.
What was the difference between electric and steam or diesel?
Well, just slower, With electric, you could have 5 cars or 205, you go the same speed. A lot of power, but slow. And that's why they finally came with the diesels, And they rewired all the electric so you could operate the diesel have the electric, and then they went so fast that unwound the armatures on the electric motor. So they kind of stopped that. That's when they finally went to all diesel.
What were your average speeds for comparison to steam and electric? You remember?
Well, just electric about 35 miles an hour, And with diesel, you could go 65, 70 in some part of the track, Because a lot of our rail was bad, bad. They didn't have the money to fix it up.
You were a conductor?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you kind of tell us a little bit of what your job description
Well,
was?
it's just make sure you made all the meets and got in the clear for your trains.
Right.
And set out the right cars and picked up the right cars and re-swatted all the empties in where we pulled out the loads. It was just a good job.
Do you ever have any memorable shipments?
Well, then I was on the Hanford line we went down and got atomic stuff all the time, but that's the only thing. And we hauled 190 cars of coal for 2 years solid every day into Hanford. 190, 195 cars we had every day. And I asked what the hell they did with it. We couldn't go in the area, and they had a big pit, and they used it for drainage, they said, filtering. So that's about all we know about it. The Hanford works.
With those atomics, was it?
It's just big steel containers we brought out of there.
Oh, they weren't actually nuclear missiles?
No.
Is there anything you miss about it?
I just missed the railroad, because I was born next to the railroad in Wharton, Washington. 28, I'm 83, so been around the railroad all the way. And I was gone. We got 2 children, and my wife was dad, mother, and the whole works. On the railroad, was gone all the time.